Hey guys.
Hey.
Gosh, that was a little sharp. Like the way that I said hey.
Yeah. I heard the static. I think it's my phone.
Yeah, we think that we know what the static is, you guys.
Everyone has said that they cannot hear the static that we're talking about. I've asked two people and they're like, no, you can't hear it at all. So we're talking about literally nothing to them.
Just disregard then.
If you hear it, then it's your own fault because you told me you couldn't hear it.
You liars. Listen closer. Anyway, hey guys, how are you?
Pause for them to answer. Like Dora.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Great. Ça va?
Ça va? Comment ça va? Anyway, Ashley, how are you?
I'm doing good. My tooth hurts. I complain about something every single week. Well, because I'm having tooth pain again.
That's the worst pain.
Yeah, it makes my ear hurt like I have an ear infection.
Oh.
I've taken Excedrin twice today for it. I got to make an appointment, but I feel like I go to the dentist so often that I'm like,
well, if your tooth is hurting, your tooth is hurting.
Yeah.
You know, what can you do about it?
IDK.
There's only so much Orajel can fix.
I know.
Today, you guys, what are we going to be talking about, Ashley?
Stuff that's just popping off on the internet.
This week specifically. Not this week specifically,
but like things that
recently.
People are talking about on the internet.
Yeah.
That we find that are interesting.
Yep. Majority of it is going to be some true crime cases that not necessarily have popped off this week specifically, but here recently that are newer cases that are ongoing. Just kind of like smaller cases.
Stuff that you can't really do a whole episode on.
Yeah.
But just stuff like, so pretty much it's going to be like a talking thing, our opinions on things and stuff like that. What do you want to start out with? Do we have any updates? I feel like.
Oh, we did, didn't we?
I don't remember.
Okay, wait.
Let me start writing things down.
Yeah. Let me use my brain power for a second.
You want to know something? Never mind.
Oh.
Never mind.
You shut that down real quick.
I did. Never mind. Anyway.
It's good that you have a self-censor.
Yeah.
I felt like there were definitely things that we were like, oh, we got to bring that up on the podcast.
Nothing with Idaho 4. Nothing new's come out.
Nope. Brian is still Brian.
Yep. I think that's it.
We'll probably remember it as we go.
It's okay.
It's fine.
My high school reunion happened. I missed it.
That's what I was thinking of. Yep. You guys, a couple episodes ago, we were talking about high school and like our embarrassing moments, and Ashley's high school reunion was coming up and it recently passed. Ashley.
Yes, it was Saturday, apparently. I forgot all about it. And then I got the notification that it happens in 2 hours. And I was like, absolutely not. So then I saw the picture of everybody afterwards, which there was only like 20, maybe 25 people, I think, that showed up that were in the photo.
That picture looked like it a lot. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm way underestimating 20 or 25 people.
No, that was totally like 20 people.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. Okay. I feel like I'm stretching it at 25.
Really?
I don't know. It could be more. I could be wrong.
Small group.
I'm bad with math.
Small group.
Which we've been told. But, no. Not that I didn't like anybody in the photo. Nothing against anybody in the photo. I knew like almost every single one of them.
Yeah.
Just by like passing. Yeah. But like no one I would have talked to.
Had conversations
with.
No
one that like.
Could you imagine if you would have gone?
I knew most of them in like 5th grade. That's the thing. Like we went to like middle school together.
At that point, it's just like meeting new people.
Yeah.
Because right? You're having to go in.
So different, but yet the same.
I'm glad you didn't go.
I'm glad I did not go.
That would have been so awkward.
Yeah, imagine my husband there with me. That would have been so awkward.
He doesn't know anybody.
Does not. 10 years older than everybody.
That's okay. Because again, at that point, it's just like you're just meeting.
I would have walked in and they'd be like, who's Tub? Talking about me because I've gained so much weight since then.
Stop. No.
They'll be like, oh, her hair. No wonder she has multiple personalities.
Goodbye. You're popping off. And if they have anything else to say, send them my way.
No. Congratulations to everybody that went. I hope you had a great time. It looked like a great time. I
wouldn't know because you didn't
I wouldn't know, but I don't regret not going.
Yeah, fair enough.
Now, if it's a bigger one, I'll think about it in the 20th year anniversary.
Yeah, like if they're really like going all out for something.
And if I have someone to go with.
Sure.
Then yeah.
I'll go with you.
Okay, yeah. Next time you're my date.
I'll be the icebreaker.
Yeah. James wouldn't want to go anywhere. He'd be our DD. When you get like toasted and not toasted, that's like another drug. But like I meant drinking. We'll drink and then James will drive us and just drop us off.
Yeah. I think that'll be fun.
I think it'd be so much fun.
I definitely won't know anybody.
Fine
by me.
Yep.
Okay. Sounds like a plan in 10 years.
Anyway. My husband just popped in. Go away. Anyway.
At least we didn't get scared like last time when the computer dinged.
I know. Everyone thought it was...
Did anybody say anything about that to you?
Gerard did. No. Dang it.
Sorry, G.
Yeah, sorry, G.
What was the comment?
It was just like, he texted me a TikTok.
Oh, geez.
And it said, hold on, let me find it because it was kind of funny. He never finds funny ones, but this one was kind of funny. Oh, it says, one of the scariest things I've ever seen. Holy poop. Hold on. And it's a guy talking to Ghost. The person who died in this very spot. Hold on.
Can you tell me your name? My name's Jeff.
And the guy screams, and then the comment underneath it was, wonder who this could be.
My name's Jeff.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
I got a good kick out of that one. I was in Walmart and I was I got the text message and I watched it walking through Walmart and I was like, oh my God, shut up.
How do you multitask? Like,
dude, I'm so good at it.
If somebody sends you a TikTok and you're in Walmart, you watch the TikTok in Walmart?
Yeah, as I'm walking.
What?
Yeah.
I cannot.
I can literally do anything. I think I'm a good multitasker.
I think you are too, obviously. If you're watching TikToks in Walmart.
Like, somebody could be at work, I could be working, and somebody could be talking to me, and I could be doing it both at the same time. And just completely
I used to think I was a good multitasker, but I guess, I don't know, Walmart, I get so
flustered
and like overwhelmed that I literally cannot do anything.
Yeah.
I can get my groceries and leave. And sometimes not even that. Yeah. Sometimes I'll leave without things I need. Anyway. Okay. I can't remember anything else we were going to bring up.
I don't either. Anyway.
We'll think about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to start us off?
What are we talking about first? Ooh, we can talk about, it's not celebrity. Is that the right word?
Yeah.
Celebrity. Sounds funky. Gossip, even though she's not really a celebrity, but God, that word sounds weird coming out of my mouth.
Oh, Colleen
Ballinger.
And this really hurts almost because
I followed her since the beginning.
I was never like a diehard Colleen fan, but Miranda Sings. I could watch some Miranda Sings. And even Colleen, like, she was just so like wholesome and funny that it was easy to watch her.
But I called it.
You did.
I not?
No, you really did. Okay, for anybody that doesn't know. Okay, you guys should know who Trisha Paytas is by now, because
we've talked about her how many times?
Yes, and she's all over the internet. Colleen, and we also brought up their new podcast in a couple episodes ago. Colleen and Trisha have been doing a podcast together, and for Colleen to like associate herself with and kind of do a podcast, like, that's a business essentially. I mean, for them it's definitely a business. For us, not really, but that's just a pair that I would have never put together.
Which they've done YouTube videos before in the past.
Yeah, they've done like mukbangs and other stuff. But that's just like YouTube collab community. For them to just sit down and do a podcast, that's like a whole different thing.
Yeah. You have to be close with somebody that you sit down and do a podcast with.
Yeah, but Trisha and Colleen are just so, well, I guess maybe not that different.
Yeah.
But I thought they were super different.
The thing with that is, okay, so for what we're talking about, what I called, and I'm very proud of this, that I called this. I predicted this.
You did.
That
you're psychic.
She was messaging a 15-year-old that was a fan back and forth, and he was like logging into her Twitter and like tweeting things for her and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But she sent stuff like, he said, what question should I ask or what question should I answer in my Q&A or whatever it is.
Mhm.
And she said, are you a virgin? And then she said, what's your favorite sexual position?
Oh.
Yeah. And then he said something about his butt looking good. And she's like, take a pic and send it.
So these videos of him talking about it have been all over my TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
And I watched one where he was like, she was very interested in my body. Like,
yeah,
she always wanted me to send, not necessarily
like
nude photographs,
yeah.
but like pictures of my body. And like, that just, it gives me the
Now,
creeps.
do I think she's into kids?
No.
I think she has the mind of a child. I think maybe not even that. It's some theater kids, man. I'm just kidding.
It just seems like she really like
kidding.
I feel like she gets along better with younger people.
Yeah, the kids.
Because even, she's very proud of her friendship with Ariana Grande. And I think that Ariana is probably younger than her. She's got to be.
Yeah.
Not like significantly
Well, Colleen's
younger,
35.
Ariana's probably like, what, 28?
Yeah, maybe.
Something like that. I don't know.
Maybe.
Sounds right. Anyway.
But the thing that I find ironic is Trisha Paytas hated David Dobrik because they hung out, like Jason hung out with kids.
Right.
And David Dobrik hang out with kids. And
Trisha was always like, that's just so weird. Like,
yeah, like anybody that hung out with a minor, like James Charles, anytime he hung out with Dixie D'Amelio or whatever her name is, she made a huge, like, called him a pedophile.
Right.
But yet Colleen's been friends with like JoJo Siwa since she was like, since she was popping off on the internet.
I forgot about that until you just mentioned that. But yes, it made me kind of go, oh. Yeah. They were very close. Like,
very
they were
close.
Always posting together.
Yeah. And like
JoJo Siwa could be a whole episode.
Dude, I don't like her.
I don't either.
I find her very annoying.
Some of the stuff she posts is like cringy. Like, it's just wild. Cringe.
Yeah. I don't watch anything of her. She just
I used to watch Dance Moms.
Everything about her. Was she on Dance Moms?
Yeah.
No clue.
Oh, she was on Dance Moms.
I never watched Dance Moms.
I used to watch Dance Moms. Like, oh my gosh, how many? Take a shot every time I say Dance Moms.
Yeah.
Anyway.
But I just find that ironic that Trisha Paytas like will turn a blind eye to
is social justice warrior for
just because she hates somebody at the moment.
Yes, but then she's buddy with Colleen, who is messaging and texting
15-year-olds.
Yeah, I don't know which one is it.
Yeah,
pick it.
But anyway, Colleen's getting a lot of backlash right now because of it, and it's just, I think it's well deserved.
Yeah, the texts and stuff, the messages that he's been showing, which I can't remember his name, but Adam, the texts and all of the DMs and stuff that he's been showing. There's videos that he is posting where Colleen is very obviously speaking directly to him, so it's very compelling that he's telling the truth. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and there was some stuff that came out about her show. You know how she does the tour?
Oh yeah. Uh-huh.
So one of the skits or whatever.
Sketches.
There you go. She comes up on stage and she puts stuff in her pants.
As Miranda.
Okay. And calls up little boys.
What?
Yeah, or a fan. But I think all of them have been boys. And she makes them reach in her pants and take out anything that's in her pants.
I've not seen that.
Yeah, I saw TikToks on it the other day.
Ew. Yeah, if you would have asked me a couple years ago, like, is Colleen ever going to be hated, in the media?
I knew she was a sneaky snake. But
I didn't.
Well, Shane Dawson on an interview when he first became like popular, he did an interview. I saw a TikTok on it the other day, and it said Shane Dawson called it because, or not TikTok, I watched a podcast on YouTube, and they did a clip of it, and Shane Dawson said, I love Colleen Ballinger, but she's like LA's #1 gossip shit talker, and that's why I love her, because as soon as I come over, she's the first one to say, what do you got on everybody?
That is so
I'm paraphrasing on that, but that's what he said.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez. Okay, well. So that's what we got on Colleen.
Yeah. If you're interested, just TikTok her right now.
Just look it up on TikTok.
Yeah.
You'll see all kinds of videos. Anyway.
I think Trisha Paytas, is not behind it or anything like that, but I think anywhere Trisha Paytas goes, just bad falls or
drama's gonna ensue.
Yeah. Even if she's not in
think
the drama right now.
That Trisha isn't like, I don't know if enjoying is the right word, but do you think that Trisha is like, gosh, finally it's not, the spotlight's not on me? Like,
probably, but I bet she feels as if it is on her because it's their podcast is about to get plummeted.
I wonder
or
if
whatever
Trisha will turn on Colleen.
Probably not, because she doesn't talk about anybody now.
No, she really doesn't.
Something's going to happen. Moses is going to get caught cheating on her. I hope
there
not.
was that scandal.
I hope not.
Of those messages.
But something like that's going to happen and she's going to go off the wall.
Speaking of Trisha,
or she's going to come out pregnant again. I bet you money she's going to come out pregnant in the next 6 months.
Something big is going to come out with Trisha. Do you ever see the videos on TikTok of where, and I know that they're just like being funny and haha, whatever, but on Trisha's account, Moses will be like filming her walking Malibu Barbie in her stroller, and Moses is acting like the paparazzi. Have you seen those?
Mm-mm.
It's so like
maybe
cringy.
I think I've seen one, but it was like forever ago.
She's like, oh,
every time someone says her name, I have to roll my eyes.
Trisha?
Malibu Barbie, no, Malibu Barbie. I'm like, oh my god.
You can't just say Malibu.
Yeah,
if you have the knowledge that
I call her Malibu. I cannot say Malibu Barbie because it just sounds so stupid to me.
Malibu Barbie Paytas Hackman.
Again, I roll.
Anyway. Ugh, Trisha.
Okay. I think what do you have on the docket? Because I feel like that one that we talked about right before we started, we should talk last.
Okay. Well, on the doc, I added 2 things, but I noticed that you added something but didn't put anything underneath it, and that was Chris Watts.
I thought we should do a whole episode on that, though.
Okay.
Not like
that is could be a deep dive episode.
Yeah.
Okay. I agree. Okay. So the first one that I have, this happened a few years ago, but I watched a documentary on this. I think it was on either Netflix or Hulu, and I cannot remember what it was called. So you'll have to look it up, but it was pretty good. This guy, John Parsons Wheeler, he goes by Jack. He was found dead at a landfill. And he was, what was he? Let's see.
It's not funny that you found him dead. It's just that I'm trying to eat a piece of candy. The wrapper's just so loud.
You gotta have a snack. Let's see. Okay, yes. So John was found dead at a landfill. He was found dead in a landfill about a week before former U.S. Representative Gabby Gilfords was shot and almost killed. So it wasn't really in the news very much because that was kind of the biggest headline. Well, that was just me prefacing by saying, like, it's kind of a smaller case because it wasn't really in the news that much.
Because of her.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
But this is the creepy part is, A, nobody knows why he was killed.
Mm-hmm.
B, he was found in a landfill, and following his death, there was a video, like surveillance camera footage that came out of him just days before they found him.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a parking garage in Wilmington, which I think is Delaware or something. I should probably know that, but oh well.
I don't.
It was him walking around a parking garage, and he was like disoriented almost. And he had no coat on. He was like looked confused, and one of his shoes was like ripped. So
was he on drugs?
No. I mean, they
couldn't find any assistance.
No.
That's weird.
So have you seen the like Alyssa Lamb stuff with the water
hotel
tank? Yes.
Yeah.
It was kind of like
she looks afraid of her life, though.
She looks like paranoid.
But she's like talking to herself.
Yes.
It makes you wonder if they had. I want to do a deep dive on the Cecil Hotel.
Too.
So I think we should do that.
Did you send me the video, or did I send you the video?
I think I sent you the one, and then I think you sent something like it back to me. But the Cecil Hotel, we've got to do something on that.
We need to write it down because we now have 2 topics that we need to cover.
Okay.
Chris Watts and the Cecil Hotel.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway.
Well, I'll remember that.
The video footage of Alyssa Lamb was not the same in that regard because she looked like paranoid. Yes. He just looked like confused, and he was like walking around like.
It makes you wonder if they're just like having like not a psychotic break, but like a psychosis. Is that the right word? Psychosis.
I think so. Sounds right. Let's see. Oh, dude.
Yep, it's definitely our phones.
What the heck? Okay, let me see. Let me pull something up real quick. You got anything you want to mention while I'm looking this up?
I've never heard of this case, but it also makes me want to do a podcast on like assassinations, like the theories behind them and stuff. Not like politics wise, but like the theories behind who killed who and all that kind of stuff. Because we did trivia at work the other day. Yep. And one of the questions was who assassinated, or the lady in the polka dotted dress or something was a witness to.
Oh my gosh.
Was a witness to. I can't tell if it's my phone or your phone.
I don't know. I moved mine far away.
Anyway, I want to do like a deep dive, like conspiracy of like certain assassinations and stuff. If they really did it, or if they think the government did it, or.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
We're just planning a podcast.
He was a Pentagon official.
The guy, the confused guy?
His name is John Wheeler, but he goes by Jack. So Jack Wheeler. This is a little piece from Delaware Online. Mm-hmm. Let's see. When Catherine Kleiss views the widely circulated video of her late husband, John P. Wheeler, wandering around a Wilmington parking garage less than 2 days before he was beaten to death, she sees fear in the face of the man she loved. I think he was afraid.
Oh, wait. So they got the video camera footage, and then 2 days later he was beaten to death?
Yes.
That's weird.
Like, they found as far as I understand, they found him in the landfill because he was missing. Mm-hmm. But then they went back and reviewed footage from like where he was, and then that's when they saw the video.
But he was beaten to death. That's how he died?
Yes.
Huh.
Yeah.
Maybe he was into some sketch stuff.
I don't know. He was a former Pentagon official.
I wonder what he did there, though.
She says, I think he was afraid. She told the News Journal about the video in which the former Pentagon official is seen looking in vain for his car. Like he was just wandering around like, where am I? Let's see. She said she believes he looks disoriented in his final days. Let's see. She doesn't know of anybody that would want to kill him. Since Wheeler was killed by lethal blows more than 4 months ago. This happened in 2011. But his former wife said that she wondered whether he was killed by someone he encountered in Wilmington, or if there was something sketchy going on. They asked her apparently if she was leaning toward a specific scenario of what she thinks might have happened, and she said, yeah, but I'm not going to tell you which one. I'm open to being wrong.
He was into something. His hands were dirty somehow, I bet. Not to talk ill of the dead, but yeah, I bet his hands are in something dirty.
And then she said she thought someone was paid to kill him, but her lawyer said she was only considering possibilities.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Not much to report on that one, but I recommend you guys watch. I think it was on Hulu, and I have no clue what it's called.
You know what we need to do a podcast on, since it's local?
What is it?
We need to do a podcast on those kids that got killed on the train tracks. Not the recent ones. Not that. Have you heard about the ones in, I think it was Little Rock?
No.
Hold on. Oh my God, my recent history.
Oh, it was Unsolved Mysteries on Netflix, and it was an episode of Unsolved Mysteries. So I recommend you watch it. It was very creepy.
Okay. On August 23rd of I don't know what made me think of this, but August 23rd, 1987, the bodies of a 16-year-old Don Henry and a 17-year-old Kevin Ives were hit by a freight train in Alexander, Arkansas. And there's these huge conspiracies about it. And they have
what?
They're called Boys on the Tracks. That's the name of it.
I've literally never heard of this.
On the tracks. There's like documentaries on it. But we for sure got to do. Yeah, Boys on the Tracks and Arkansas Mystery. But there's like some crazy, like it involves like law enforcement and all this stuff. Like it's insane. Like
I've never heard of this.
We'll talk about it after this.
Well, I just looked it up on YouTube, and there's a video posted by THV11. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna watch that.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna tell you about this because we have some theories.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Anyway, okay, and
you guys are just all in our podcast plans.
One case I wanted to talk about. I don't know if I brought it up on the other podcast, but Corey Richins. Have you been seeing that? It's all over TikTok.
I don't think so.
YouTube.
The name doesn't sound familiar.
She killed her husband. Her husband died.
Okay.
And then she wrote a book about her grieving husband.
We did talk about this.
Yes, I watched another video right before you got here on it, and it's just crazy. She drugged him with fentanyl.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like a dose of it.
For anybody that didn't listen to, I'm pretty sure we talked about it on the last episode.
Say we did, yeah. But that one's like a current case right now.
What's her name?
Corey Richins.
Her husband died.
Yeah.
And then she wrote a children's book about grieving with death, like of a loved one or a parent. Mm-hmm. And then it came out that she murdered him.
Yeah.
Apparently.
Well, she was arrested. I don't know if she's been like fully like convicted, but she was arrested for murder. And he knew he was going to be murdered too, because he told somebody, I think she's trying to kill me. And he signed like weeks before, signed his
will, like
his life policy and all that stuff, life insurance policy and stuff like that, all over to his mom.
Oh my gosh.
And I just find it so fascinating. And it's kind of dumb because she was all over TV, like this book. She did a lot of talk shows and stuff like that. It became like number one. But apparently after she got arrested, the news came out and was like, she invited herself. Like, we did not reach out to her.
What?
She reached out to us to be on the talk show. And we said yes.
To like see if she could get a spot on or something.
So it wasn't like the news was like, we did not.
They told their truth.
Yeah.
You know, isn't that crazy though, that like for him to say, like, I think she's going to kill me. And then just imagine thinking that somebody is going to kill you and then going to the length to change your life insurance policy over into somebody else's name. That has to be, I can't imagine that feeling.
Why would you stay if I had a gut feeling someone was going to kill me, like let's say my husband, and I changed my life insurance policy, I changed him on the bank account. Why would I sleep in the same house as this person?
That's what I'm saying. Was he though? I mean, did they split up toward the end?
No, they bought a house. And that was the thing in the video. The day he died, the next day. Okay, so they bought a like multi-million-dollar home. It had like a million bedrooms, like
because they had money.
Yeah, he had money.
Yeah,
and he came from like an estate, or like he had like an estate. Like his family came from money. Anyway, but she wanted to buy this huge house, and everybody in town knew it was a money pit. It was not like worth the investment. So he did not want to do it. He told her over and over again, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. And then she like forced him into it. So they bought the house. He was pissed about it. They went to bed. He died. The next day she threw a party, like a housewarming party.
Oh
my
gosh.
Half the guests, she did not tell them that he died. Guests came out to the police, I guess. I don't know who they came out to, but they came out and was like, we didn't even know he had died.
Wait, so when she had the housewarming party, he was already dead.
He was dead the day before.
Oh my gosh.
According to the video I saw today. Now how true that is, I don't know. But there was a detective like interview on the video.
Yeah.
That she was giving her commentary on it and stuff. So I don't know how true it is. But I mean, to me, I think it's got to be true.
That's insane.
But yeah, guests were reported saying that they didn't even know he had died. Like she didn't tell anybody. She was laughing, drinking, having a great time.
That's so creepy.
Yeah. And then to write a children's book to help your kids grieve with death is crazy to me.
She just really must have been so like convinced that she was going to get away with it. For her to like reach out to her local news and be like, hey, can I come on your morning show and promote the book?
It's kind of like, is it like those killers that insert themselves in the investigation? Kind of like they want the time to shine, or like the serial killers that like do notes to the news outlets and stuff like that.
Like they like the
attention that they're getting.
Maybe.
She had to have loved the attention because her husband died, and then she's getting all this attention because he's dead.
That is insane.
Yeah.
That is insane. I want to watch the video that you were talking about with the detective.
Kendall Ray.
Oh gosh, see, I love her.
Yeah. And she's usually really good about fact checking. Like, she's not one to just like throw out stuff.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to get sued.
Sure.
She's got like attorneys.
She's a
big YouTuber.
major like true crime outlet.
Yeah. She works with families on small cases.
That's insane.
And stuff like that. Some
Good
of these
on her.
cases. Yeah. She kind of gets on my nerves sometimes, but who
Does she?
doesn't?
Yeah.
Who doesn't?
She's human.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, okay,
what was your next one?
Oh, my next one? Okay. This one is like, I don't know if I would consider this one like a small true crime case.
I feel like I glanced at it, but I don't remember what it was.
I don't know how many people, maybe everybody knows about this. I don't know.
I probably don't.
The Black Dahlia.
I've heard it, but I have no idea.
Okay, this one is so intriguing to me. And I listened to, this was like several years ago, I listened to a podcast episode, and I can't remember what the podcast was, but I wish I could find it because it was so interesting. Okay, so basically this is what it is. Sometime between the night of January 14th and the early morning of the 15th in 1947, 22-year-old Elizabeth Short was murdered. Her body was cut in half. Her mouth was sliced through from cheek to cheek, and her corpse was further mutilated and posed. So somebody killed her, mutilated her body, and then posed her outside. She'd been missing for nearly a week before she was killed, and dozens came forward to confess during the frenzy. And they were like, I did it, which, okay, whatever. But nobody's been charged, so it's a cold case.
You know, a lot of people are going to disagree with me on this, so shout out to all that disagree. I think we've talked about this on the podcast. I think everybody should be DNA tested or like have their DNA on file. Die. Maybe before they die. Like, let's just say you have it ran right as you, like right after you die. It should just
be in the system.
When you die, yeah. The coroner has to, that's part of their thing. They have to swab your mouth.
Yeah.
It's in, or your blood or whatever.
Yeah.
And they keep it on file. Imagine how big that file would be. But still.
It would answer so many unanswered
and people
questions.
Are like, I don't want my DNA on file. Blah, 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 blah. Like, I have someone in my family that is pissed at me because I did the DNA test.
Oh, the 23andMe?
Yes, whatever. Because they're like, what if I would have done something wrong? And blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, bro,
don't do anything
wrong.
Oh, you played yourself, homie.
Yeah. No. And he's just like, well, I'm not saying I did anything wrong or whatever. I'm not doing anything wrong. It's just the point. The government has your DNA on file. Like that kind of like conspiracy. Yeah. Like the government's watching type thing. And I'm like, ugh.
Nobody trusts the government.
Yeah.
Anyway. So yeah, that one, it scares me because that's evil.
I mean, the person's probably dead now.
Yeah.
I would think.
This happened in 1947.
Yeah, they're 100% dead.
In 1947, this had to have been huge. What are you thinking of?
I'm doing math. They still could be alive because I know somebody that's born in 1934 and they're still alive, but that would have made them like 12 or 13.
They could definitely still be alive, but they would just be extremely
if they were like
old.
A teenager when they did it.
She was 22. Elizabeth Short was 22.
Okay, so it could have been a teenager. I mean, if it was somebody her age.
She'd been missing for a week.
They're probably not alive, let's be honest. But
yeah.
But they should run your DNA. I feel like once you're dead, there's no reason not to. Like, do you need
You're
their
already
consent?
Dead.
Yeah.
You're already dead.
I think it would save us a lot of time.
There's actually, if you go on FBI.gov, there is they have like a history kind of like, I don't know if you'd call it like a folder or like a sub website or whatever. I don't know. Get your Sour Patch Kid. Anyway, and it just talks a little bit more about the case, but it also has like documents from the case as well as her photographs and her fingerprints.
It's crazy.
I know. It's very scary to me. That's one that I could just watch videos on all day long because it's
this is something we did not say in the beginning of the podcast. This is also an episode where we're talking about small cases that are not big enough to make an episode. We just said
we did.
No, I think all we said was what's on the internet this week.
Oh. Okay.
We're talking about things on the internet and small cases that are also on the internet, but just not big enough for us to really talk about in a full
episode. Yeah.
But
if you didn't know, now you know. Okay. I mean, that's pretty much all I can say about that one because they didn't find anything.
It's kind of like it's from, I'd have to Google it, but the Ripper.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
Oh, is it the California Ripper?
No,
it's the.
I'm sure there is a California Ripper, but
let me look it up.
It's like from the 1800s or something.
I think it was like the early 1900s.
Be sure.
No.
I could be wrong. I don't know. It was in like England or something.
The Yorkshire Ripper.
No, that's not it. Hold on. I have a book.
He's from England.
I have a book. It might be what it's called. I don't know. I've never heard of it called the North Shore Ripper.
Let me see. Oh my gosh.
Dude, I keep trying to type in North and I keep doing Borth.
Yeah. True crime fans, this one's for you. On Wednesday, The Ripper, a 4-episode docuseries, will drop on Netflix, and it's going in depth on the Yorkshire Ripper, who killed
Yorkshire.
13 women in England in the late 1970s.
No, this is not it.
Oh, what?
That's not it. Because the book I read on it, God, what was it? The Ripper in England.
What other Ripper in England is there?
It might not even been England. It was like back in the day. Oh, here it is. Jack the Ripper. Yeah.
Oh. I mean, not all to him. But...
What year was it? 1888.
Oh, my.
It says Jack the Ripper was an unidentified serial killer active in and around the
impoverished.
Thank you. Whitechapel district of London, England, in the autumn of 1888, in both criminal case files and contemporaneous. Wow, you're so smart. I was just talking about that today in the break room. I was like, Haley brings the brains.
Incorrect.
No, you're so smart. I'm so dumb.
That's incorrect. No, don't say that again. That's so disrespectful. Don't.
Was the Jack the Ripper ever found? Anyway, but that one's pretty interesting. I don't know if you've ever read on it. But how many victims were there? I wonder.
Let's see. Attacks ascribed to Jack the Ripper typically involved women working as prostitutes who lived and worked in the slums of East End of London.
At least 5 women, all prostitutes.
Ew, he would remove internal organs?
Jack the Ripper calling card. Let's see. Calling card. I know what a calling card is, homie. That's not what I'm... Jack the Ripper. Okay.
11.
Left 2 calling cards. The night he murdered Elizabeth and Catherine. Graffiti readings. Graffiti. So he did graffiti. May have already been prior to the apron piece being dropped. And 2 should have not been linked. Anyway. But yeah, Jack the Ripper. That one's... I read a book on it. Like an actual like doc type book. Like a,
I remember,
what do they call them? Not science fiction.
Nonfiction?
Nonfiction. Yeah, nonfiction. It was nonfiction.
I have only heard about him because me and my sister used to watch, I mentioned this in the last episode too, but we used to watch BuzzFeed Unsolved Mysteries, and I'm pretty sure they did an episode on him.
Okay.
I think.
I don't know what made me think of this, but it's kind of a little story time.
Oh, yay. So
I've been taking naps a lot, which I always do. I mean, my weekend is my reset time, and my husband's been listening to the TV so loud. So loud. When I tell you it's loud, I had to sleep in the living room the other night, and it was still too loud. And he was in the bedroom.
Does he have bad hearing? Has to.
I have no idea.
Oh.
All I know is that it is so loud that I was sleeping in the living room and I was still like, oh my God, because I can't sleep with the TV on.
This is why you need to get AirPods, noise canceling.
So I was like, it is still too loud. And so as soon as he fell asleep, I went in there and turned it down. Anyway, that's not the point. I was napping the other day in bed. It was like 4:00 in the afternoon and I'm snoozing away.
Mm-hmm.
And the TV's so dang loud.
Yeah.
And he's watching, he's really going into this like deep dive of religion, like studying
like
every
History
religion.
Channel stuff?
Yeah. Like, like really deep dive into like every single religion.
Oh, wow.
And this episode was on like Muslim religion.
Mm-hmm.
I poop you not. My entire dream was around the Muslim religion. Like I'm talking what they were describing in detail was happening in my dream. That's how loud the TV was.
Oh my God. It was like infiltrating your dreams.
Yes. Like back in the day, like before the pharaohs and whatever they're called.
What?
Yeah. It was like in like Jewish people, like Jewish community or whatever, like straight up in my dream. It was weird.
What?
And how they're all like intertwined and stuff was like,
Do you feel more knowledgeable now?
No, not at all. I was annoyed because I woke up and I was like, I felt like I had no sleep.
I felt like I was in history class.
I did. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I don't know what made me think of that, but yeah, I'm educated now on all religions. That's what's going on in my house right now. That's all he binges.
Y'all got questions? Ask Ashley.
No, ask my husband. Because he literally, like, I don't know if he's converting to one of these religions.
Well,
I'm just kidding. He's not. But
it is interesting.
It is. I think it is very fascinating. Not for me personally.
History.
I'm not into that kind of stuff. But
yeah,
like I'm not into history, more or less.
Yeah.
And so like anything history, as soon as he turns on a history doc, I'm like, I'm out.
Oh my gosh, I love the History Channel.
It depends on what it is. Like
Okay.
it really depends on what it is. Like if it's about the ocean or something, I'll watch it.
Oh yeah.
But like
I watched this one up thing on King Tut on the History Channel and it was so fascinating.
I saw King Tut in person.
That is,
or his coffin or what his thing is.
If you didn't know, Ashley went to Egypt
Oh.
when she was a teenager.
Yeah.
But who goes to Egypt?
Right.
Nobody.
It's pretty cool. I'll give it that. But dark time.
True that.
But James watches, like, he turned on this documentary a couple months back. And I'm telling you, I check out when he turns a documentary on. It depends on what it's on, obviously.
He's
but a
mentally
history,
gone.
like, I'm like, no. I get very angry. I'm like, it's a huge fight in the house because he wants to watch them. And I'm like, no.
Who's getting the remote?
No. So he turns this one on. It's about the Holocaust or something like that, which is his favorites. That's what's his favorites. When you've seen them 20 times, it gets a little old.
Okay, I get it.
It's pretty bad when your son walks in and he's like, Daddy, why are they sleeping? And they're in the gas chamber.
No.
Yeah. Giacomo, that's how often we used to watch him. Giacomo's like, he knows all about it.
Right.
Anyway, which he should be educated on. I just feel like he's a little too young, but personally. But anyway, he turns on a documentary a couple months ago. It is 12 hours long.
The documentary?
Yes. It's 2-parter, 6 hours apiece.
What?
Yeah.
Where is he finding these?
He bought it off Amazon Prime.
Oh. 6 hour long?
2 episodes. 2 episodes. And we watched the full
all
6 hours. And then he started to... I was like, oh my God, James is it? Because I didn't know it was 2 parts. I knew it was 6 hours, but I didn't know it was 2 parts.
That's an all-day event.
And I wanted to play, like, I guess Call of Duty or something after.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, James, let me play. And he's like, no. I got to finish this. And he's like, there's only an hour left. And I'm like, okay. And
followed by another 12.
Yes. And I'm like, you're killing me, Smalls.
Dude.
I threw a fit. I was like, absolutely not.
I
cannot do 12 hours. I'll give you
time.
6. And I slept like all 6 hours.
Oh
when I tell you I check out, I
didn't know they even made 6
any type of
documentaries.
It's literally like, it was like an interview of every survivor that lived or something. And like,
done by a historian or something.
Yeah. And like I posted on Facebook about it. It might have been a few months, way more than a few months ago, but I posted on Facebook and I was like, somebody save me.
Oh,
I literally was like, James is watching a 12-hour documentary. Someone come save me. And people were commenting on it. Oh, I need a good documentary. What's it called? And I'm like,
is
you guys,
nobody on my side?
Yes, please.
It's nobody on my side.
Somebody save me. That was the point of the post. Come save me.
I'll put the address in the comments.
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I almost called the internet company and said, cancel my internet.
Shut it off.
Yes.
Shut it off.
Power, please go out.
Do you guys have Roku TVs?
No. Well, no, it's not Roku.
okay.
It's just smart TVs.
I was going to say, because if you, like, I don't know about other TVs, but we have a Roku TV and you can get the remote app on your phone. You should have just been like power off on your phone.
Yeah. Oh my God. And he goes to sleep with them on and it drives me bonkers.
Does he wake up if you turn it off?
Sometimes.
Just
sometimes. Depends on how asleep. Here's the thing. He'll be laying there. He's going to be so mad at me for this, but he'll be laying there snoring and I'll be like, James, you're asleep. Turn your phone off. Because he'll be watching Andrew Tate.
Oh.
Dude, don't get me started.
Okay.
Anyway, but he'll be watching Andrew Tate like last night. And I'm like, and the phone's going off and he's snoring. And I'm like, James. And he's like, what? I said, turn your phone off. And he's like, I'm watching it. I'm like, bro, you're snoring. And he's like, oh gosh. He's like, no, I'm not. I'm awake. Why do people get so defensive if you say they're sleeping?
I don't know.
Have you ever seen that? Like when someone's half asleep on the couch?
Yes.
And then you're like, bro, go to the bed. And they're like, I'm not sleeping.
I'm awake.
It's because they're frustrated because they got woken up.
Period.
I know. That was a long tangent, but.
You got any other small cases that you wanted to bring up?
No.
Okay, do we want to talk about the main one now?
Yeah.
There's
not that much info on it because it's still baby fresh. Oh, that's probably not a good reference.
My gosh.
But it's still fresh in the news.
Yes, but we have many thoughts. And I know you have many thoughts about it. I
have
for sure.
so many thoughts.
Do you want to talk about it? Or do you want to give the little background on it?
We'll do background. Okay. Unless you live under a rock.
Sorry for those who do live under a rock.
You have had to heard about 19-year-old Alexi Treviso.
Mm-hmm. And you may not know her name, but you at least have to know the story surrounding.
Yes.
19-year-old girl goes to the hospital. She is 9 months pregnant. Somehow
doesn't tell anybody.
Yeah, apparently, quote unquote, nobody around her knows. She goes to the bathroom. She delivers the baby and then throws it away in the trash can.
So let's backtrack. So she comes in for lower back pain. She's in labor, pretty much.
Yeah.
So she's come in with severe lower back pain. Her mom's with her. She's 19. Yeah. 19. So she's not a minor. Her mother comes with her. The hospital immediately does a pregnancy test. They do a workup.
Yeah.
They do a pregnancy test, comes back positive. They didn't say anything. They asked her, have you been sexually active? And she said, no, I have not.
19. Like,
no. Why? Yeah. She's like, I'm not having sex.
Did she just not want to? Was her mom in the room?
Yes. Her mom was in the room. And I guess she was like terrified of her mother. I don't know. But like still no excuse. Unless her mom is a piece of work. But she was like, I'm not pregnant. There's no way. I'm on my period right now. That's what she said.
Girl, you're in labor.
Yeah. And
that's what that is.
Yeah. And she was like, I'm not pregnant, whatever. And then she tells the nurse, I have to go to the bathroom. So she gets up, goes to the bathroom. She's in there forever.
Yeah.
The nurse is like knocking. The nurse is like, open up the door.
Yes. Well,
they're worried she's harming herself.
Right.
Because they knew she was pregnant.
Yeah.
And she didn't want to tell her mom.
And they heard the paper towel dispenser going off over and over and over and over again.
She was trying to clean up all the blood.
And cover the trash can.
Yeah. Well, from my understanding, she took the trash can, like everything out of it, put the baby in the bottom, covered it up, put another trash can liner on top of it. Or I've gotten 2 reports. She either put the baby in a trash bag liner.
And then in the trash can. Or another trash bag liner was put on top of the baby. Either way, she put the baby in the trash can.
Yes. And then comes out, acts completely normal, walks into the room, gets back in the bed. They're doing a workup, whatever. Mm-hmm. To me, this is where the hospital failed because they should have noticed. Not so much the bathroom incident, because it took a minute before they noticed the bathroom incident.
Do they not have a master key? Like, why did nobody go in there?
Yeah, I don't know.
Can they?
I'm sure the custodian has one. But my thing is, she comes back in the room. She's no longer in pain.
Right.
And
she's going to look different.
She just gave birth and there's blood going all the way down to her legs. So then the nurse says that the doctor said she just had a miscarriage. That's what they assumed. She went to the bathroom, had a miscarriage, and that's why she was bleeding so much.
Right.
And that's what the nurse said. But then I'm surprised my computer did not just make a noise.
They keep her for a little while.
Yeah. So then they open up the bathroom and there's smeared blood everywhere. It's cleaned up, but they could see the blood all over the floor and on the toilet.
Right.
And so they call the custodian in to clean it because they thought she just had a miscarriage in the bathroom. So that's why she's bleeding everywhere.
Right.
So they have the custodian come in, clean it. They're cleaning, whatever. Then they go to take the trash out and the trash can's heavier than normal.
Right.
And so they dig in it and there's a freaking a full term baby.
Dead, of course.
Dead. Yeah. A boy.
And
a baby
the
boy.
Baby passed of, what's asphyxiation?
Oh, have they came out with that?
Yeah. I just read it.
Oh, I didn't see that.
So it suffocated.
Oh my God. So anyway, in the video.
Means, or did she, I don't want to sound brutal, but did she choke it or was it like it died
I think it's, what's it called?
Asphyxiation, I think. Hang on, let me pull it back.
I was about to ask James, but I don't know if that means like covered its mouth and nose.
Being deprived of oxygen.
Yeah, so covered its mouth
Suffocation.
and nose. Yeah. Which could technically happen in the birth canal if it gets stuck.
Right.
But it no.
She
wouldn't have gone arrested. She wouldn't have gone arrested. If they came to find out it was not. Right. Like they can tell if the baby took a breath. That's what we were talking about before we started. Yeah. But the baby, they can tell if a baby has breathed oxygen into their lungs. So, she was like, so she goes back in the room. The nurse and the doctor come in and they're like, this is all on video. Might add the body cam.
Yes. There was a police officer in the hospital room with,
he got there quick, I guess.
He did. So in the hospital room on this body cam from the police officer, you have Lexi Treviso in the bed, her mother standing beside her, a nurse standing beside Lexi, who's in the bed, and then the policeman who's at the door with the body cam on. And the nurse is essentially telling them...
I don't know if she's a nurse or a doctor.
Nurse or doctor. Yes, she's in there. And she's very clear about it. She says, we found a baby in the trash can in the bathroom.
I wonder if I can pull that video up.
I know. I wonder if we can play the audio clip. But she tells... And this is the thing that was so shocking. Well, okay, obviously, it's shocking that somebody would deliver a child in a bathroom and then throw it away. But the nurse says, we found the baby in the trash can.
It's so loud.
And then Lexi's mom immediately looks at her and she's like, what did you do? And then Lexi goes, what did she say? She's like, that thing was breathing. I didn't know what to do.
Here we go. Here.
What did you do to it? That's very freaking a dead baby in the bathroom.
So there's a dead baby in the bathroom. And then she starts saying, I'm sorry. And then mom's like, I told you about this. I asked you to tell me the truth. And then she was like, it wasn't breathing. It wasn't breathing. It came out not crying. And then the mom's like, what did you do to it? And then the doctor, which kind of pissed me off. I get like their job is to be, and I'm not a first responder. So okay. So when I had my ectopic pregnancy and I collapsed or whatever, I was in severe pain.
Right.
And I was on the phone with 911 and I was like, bro, like I'm in severe pain.
Yeah.
And they kept asking me a million questions. And I was like, okay, I answered all the questions. I'm beyond in pain. I could barely talk. So then the fire department shows up, asked me the same questions, dead serious. Like they were all dead serious.
Right.
Asked me the same questions. Then the ambulance showed up and then asked me all the same questions. And I finally looked at them and I was like, do you guys not communicate? Because this is ridiculous. I get it's their job. Like they need to know what's going on.
Yeah.
But that's not the point of this. The point is just like they were so serious. And so I was the patient and that's all that mattered. So I can't imagine, like, it's hard for me to wrap my head around not treating your patient if they're a criminal. Like she threw a baby in a trash can and they knew this.
Right.
To then only be cared about her health at that point.
I think they have to.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not a first responder, but to me, I'd been like,
I'm sure it's a liability.
I would have let her mom shoot her out. But the doctor was like, nah, we're not doing this. I'm more worried about if she delivered the placenta. And she ended up getting like med flighted or something.
She did.
And so
while the police, so the parents or the mom goes back into the lobby where the stepdad and
baby daddy,
yes, her boyfriend is, and he's kind of giving them the rundown. The mom's like, well, what's going to happen? Like, is she, are you guys going to take her into custody? And this police officer is, kind of giving very vague answers. Like,
doesn't know what he's doing. He has no idea what he is doing.
Right. So she did end up getting med flighted out. Yeah, but the video really angered me too, because it was, she didn't deny it at all.
She knew exactly what she did.
Her immediate thing was the baby wasn't breathing. So what was I supposed to do?
Yeah. Obviously she's 19, but this is my thing with sex. If you're having sex, you better be old and you better be mature enough. If you get pregnant, you better buck up and deal with it.
Yeah.
Or you shouldn't be having sex. If
right.
You're worried about getting like,
I just can't understand the mindset. Like, to me, what I think happens, she was so scared for her mom to find out. That's the only thing that I can think of. She was so scared for her mom to find out that the only option was for her to throw the baby in the trash can.
Yeah.
Which is an insane mindset to have, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's a baby.
Mm-hmm.
In a trash can.
It's mind-boggling. Like, and the mom was just like asking questions, and the doctor was just like, no, we're not doing this. And I'm like, bitch, let her mom yell at her. Her mom has a right to freak out in that moment. But her mom knew. Her mom knew. There's no way.
Because there were pictures that came out recently of, she was 19 at the time.
Yeah.
But she was 9 months pregnant. So there were pictures of her on, I don't know if she was on a cheerleading team or volleyball or whatever.
Cheer team.
You can so tell.
I was worried if those photos were docked though, or like doctored.
They could have been. I guess they could have been photoshopped or something.
Because I haven't seen them on like a news article. I've only ever seen them on like Twitter or TikTok and stuff.
I have as well. So, okay, they could have, we're saying this with the understanding that
but you should look up the photos if they're not docked.
Very possibly could have been false or not real.
I'm about to look up her on Twitter and see what people are saying.
But I don't know. The pictures, she looks very pregnant.
Yeah. She looks 9 months pregnant. Alexi Treviso. Oh, did you see the video of the day she got arrested? So they show up to her house and they're like, we have an arrest warrant. And the mom's like, you haven't seen the video?
I have not seen the video.
Okay, so
them arresting her. No.
The officer comes. There's two officers. They come. I'm sure there's more than that, but there was two that were at the door, and the mom's at the door, and Alexi's not in the video at all yet.
Right.
And they're like, we have an arrest warrant. Where is she? And she was like, no, you're going to tell me why you're arresting her.
Why do you?
And they're like, she's 19. We don't have to tell you anything.
Right.
She's like, no, you're going to tell me why she's arrested or under arrest and what she's blah, blah, blah. And like, she keeps going on and on and on. And so they finally tell her why she's being arrested for first degree murder or whatever. Right. And then tampering with evidence.
Yes.
And she's like, tampering with evidence. That's the only thing she had to say. And it was just like comical. She's like, I'm telling you, she's going to be the number one hated mom for a while. Because
I just can't understand.
It's insane.
I cannot understand.
And then the charge nurse came out and did an interview with, like, the body cam footage came out of the charge nurse talking to the officer. Mm-hmm. And he was like, I've never seen anything like this before. And he says, what pisses me off, like he said it, he was like, sorry. He said that they could have saved the baby.
Right.
They didn't even get a chance to try.
Right.
Because she didn't give them that chance.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much, I think, right there is like they're going to fight it. But her attorney's like, ugh, gross. I think they're going to argue that she
is like mentally unwell.
No, because you can drop a baby off at a hospital or a fire department, and you can't be charged.
The baby boxes.
Yeah.
Now where you can, yes.
But some states you still can be charged for abandonment, I think.
It's not like a federal.
Yeah, I don't think so.
It's state by state.
State by state. And so, again, I'm not 100% on that. But I want to say he's arguing something like that. Because I watched an interview with her attorney, and he didn't have much to say. But they did see that. Twitter's just like hating this girl.
Now I want to see the video of the arrest warrant.
Let me see if I can find it. But oh my god, why is it so loud? Let's see. Oh, here it is. I found it.
What is she under arrest for? What?
That's all okay.
What do you mean that's all you're going to tell me?
She's over there.
I understand that, but I have a right to know as well.
We'll tell you that.
Okay, then
If she's
let
an
me know
adult.
now. Let me know now. I'm giving you the cooperation. I told you
I would have been like,
answer my question.
okay,
What is she
I'm gonna
under
tell you
arrest
right now.
for? Tell me.
Open counter homicide. And tampering with evidence.
Tampering with evidence?
Yes.
At the hospital?
What's your name?
And then she threatens. There's other clips too. She threatens to sue the hospital and the police department.
The mother
Yes,
for
I have no idea. Now, if I would have been those officers, because they had a warrant for arrest, I don't know how it works. I do not. I'll confirm later. But I'm pretty sure if they're within the home, like the person that they're arresting is in the home, the officers can just walk in and get them. Like, I'm pretty sure.
that feels right.
I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that.
I won't.
But say it is right. Say it is right. And I was that officer, I would have been like, one, I don't like confrontation, so I probably would never do this. But if, say, in a world where
In my
I'm like
mind.
into confrontation and I do not care,
Yeah.
I would have snatched that mother and said, get out of my way, walked my happy ass in there and got her.
My thing is she was like, I have a right to know. I have a right to know.
Bitch,
Maybe
no, you don't.
talk to your kid.
Yeah.
She's an adult.
Yeah. And then, so the officers go in the house. I don't know why. I don't know. The video's kind of chopped up, so I don't
Right.
know why. But they go in the house, and what people are pointing out in the house, there is, okay, so like, like rosaries.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So in the house, like those Catholic candles
Yes.
with the Mary on them.
Like the saints and stuff.
Yes.
Right.
Okay. I have one in here somewhere, but there was like a shrine on the counter, and it had like baby stuff on it, and it said Alex, and there was a
What?
lit Catholic Saint Mary's candle lit in front of it. It was caught on the body cam footage.
Oh, you're kidding.
Dude, let me see if I can find it. But
What?
it's so loud. So freaking loud.
So she named the baby.
If that's what it is. It could be like a brother that died. I don't know. But like,
How
here, I'm showing you the
coincidental
video.
though.
Here, scroll down up and see it. You can unplug me.
Oh.
Okay. But she's watching it, everybody.
Oh yeah, there is. It's like a shadow box or something.
Yeah,
that
it
has
is, and it has
like a
something
baby
in it.
blanket or
Yeah. And it has a lit candle.
yeah. Oh wait, let me see this angle of it. What in the world?
Unless she has like a brother that died or something. His name was Alex, or mom maybe miscarried in
could
life.
be.
But like,
But how coincidental?
yeah, it shares a name with her.
Oh my gosh.
But yeah, and then what else? So then she gets arrested. Mom goes down to the police department or the jail or whatever, and she's like, I talked to her attorney, and he suggests that she needs to be in isolation. She needs to be isolated from everybody. I wrote it down in my notes. Hold on.
What?
Yeah.
Sounds like a helicopter mom
Oh yeah.
to like the most extreme.
Oh, and she said something that pissed me off. Hold on, let me find. Where the heck did I put it? In isolation? But anyway, she requested to be in isolation because they're worried she's going to be harmed.
She's worried that people are going to be so mad about what happened.
Yeah, they're going to harm her in jail. So she needs to be put in isolation. And the officer's like, yeah. And I'm like, absolutely not. She deserves it. Not deserves to be beat up or anything like that. I'm saying like she should not get special treatment. She's a criminal. She was charged. Right. So at this point, I mean,
unless, I mean, if they're trying to keep her obviously alive for the trial or whatever, then I can understand that.
No, there's people that are in there that rape kids and stuff. Sorry to use the R word, but like,
yeah.
And they don't isolate them. why should she get any better treatment? Because
well, they put, I mean, like with Brian Koberger, they put him in a turtle suit because they thought that he was going to harm himself.
Yeah, I get that, but it wasn't that she was going to harm herself. It was that they didn't want anybody to hurt her. Mommy didn't want anybody to get any access to her. And that pissed me off because it's like
that's different.
It's like what people call like white privilege. Like if it would have been anybody else, they would have been like, absolutely not.
So did they isolate her?
I don't know. The officer was like, yeah, I understand. You know, whatever, which he has no say in that. But
right.
But the attorney was like, she needs to be in isolation. And I'm like, there's a video of it. I wonder if it shows. I just keep showing you the videos. But the thing about it is just like,
people are going to do whatever they want to do in jail. I mean, to an extent, but you know what I mean? Just like you said, if somebody comes in that has done usually
really bad things
involving kids or something.
Yeah, they usually get beat them. No.
Yeah.
They're like the first ones to go. But, so my point is, why is she any better than Billy Bob Joe that gets pulled for beating up his wife? Why does she get treated any differently than, why would she get?
It's like she's getting babied.
Babied. Yeah. When technically she did worse than beating up your wife, in my opinion. Now, do I think that's okay to beat up your wife? No, I'm not saying that. It's horrible. She committed
murder.
I think they're equal. I think they're all like, yeah, she committed murder of a baby. And I just think
and then tried to hide it.
Yeah. And to think that she has the privilege enough.
It's like there's like a sense of immunity. Like she needs to be immune from, or like sheltered from like harm or anything bad. When she literally committed murder.
Here it is. Hold on. Open.
Safe. Okay. So if anybody finds out that what she did, what they think she did, or and she doesn't want any kind of harm. Okay. So if you guys could isolate her, I don't want anything to happen.
No, I know what you're talking about. He wants her to be put in special population. That's what that means.
Okay.
No, I'll make sure if she does go out, she shouldn't, because this is through magistrate court here in town, and she should be seen tomorrow because it is non-violent.
A non-violent crime is what he called it.
Okay.
Now, I'll have to ask for the definition on what non-violent is.
I want to know.
But to me, murdering your baby is a violent crime.
That's pretty violent.
Suffocating your baby to death is a violent crime. It just, the whole thing pisses me off because I feel like she's privileged.
It's special treatment.
Yeah, and it's not fair.
No, it's not.
For what she did.
That's an evil thing to do.
No, I think she should be treated as if
anybody else would have done it.
Yeah.
She needs to be treated as if anybody else would have done it.
Mm-mm.
Plainly put.
It just really annoys me. Let me look at my notes. Oh, there was another thing that pissed me off about the mom. She's such a, wants to be babied, even the mother, because she was like, the officer asked her, he said, what brought y'all in tonight? And she said she has severe back pain. And he was like, oh, okay. And she was like, she was born with a crooked, and then she
scoliosis?
Did this. Yeah, she did this. She didn't know what a spine was, apparently. So if she was really diagnosed with something, you're telling me you don't know the medical term for it, but whatever. So she does this motion with her finger, and the officer was like, her spine? And she's like, yeah. And she said, it's because my ex-husband used to beat me when I was pregnant with her. That's what she said in the interview in front of the baby daddy and the mom when they're all sitting right there. She says that, and she's like, she's that way because my husband beat me while I was pregnant with her.
The thing that
so it makes me wonder if they're going to use that in their defense.
Several pieces about this make me mad, but I want to see, because in all of the clips and stuff of people talking to the mom and whatever, everybody's very yeah, no, I understand, blah, blah, blah. I want to see somebody put her in her place and be like, this is a serious thing.
No, they're all just
complicit,
bowing down to her,
compliant to her. Oh, I think she, we just really don't want to see her get hurt. And well, you know what? Maybe she should have thought about that before she literally committed.
Yeah, she's
murder.
19 years old.
This really irks me bad.
It does. It's and I just the audacity is just
it's there's got to be a level of thinking where everything works out. It'll all work out for them.
No, it's just we'll cry. And they're not like a rich family or anything. You can tell they don't have money.
It's a sense of like, you know.
But I don't know if it's just her age or how she's so innocent. Like she acts innocent as crap. Like in the videos of her in the hospital, she looks terrified.
She does.
Don't get me wrong. Like do I feel bad for her? No. But do I feel like, here's the thing. Say this happened with my kid.
Right.
I'm not saying my kid, but like if I had a kid, then this, well, I have a kid, but you know what I mean?
Yes.
So like say I was in the hospital and this happened. The doctor comes in and tells me there was a baby in the trash can. My first reaction would have been like if I had no idea, I don't know if I would have been mad or I would have been like so concerned. Like I would have been like,
shock.
Yeah, I would have looked at my kid and been like, why didn't you just tell me?
Yeah,
you could have told me. Why did you go this route? Like, and then it probably would have turned into anger. But then my motherly instincts would have been like, okay, they're about to go through it. Like, I'm going to protect them at all costs. I guess that's what this mother's trying to do, but in the worst way possible.
It's just coming across.
And she has no emotion either. It's like she's emotionless about it.
It's defensive. I don't think it's emotionless.
But I don't think it's like defensive in defending her daughter, though.
That's how it comes across to me.
I don't think it does at all. Because I'm like, the way she's like, I want to keep.
In the initial video where the nurse or the doctor says this is what happens, you can see the mother is like, why would you do that? Like, don't you see how people do this on the news? What happens to them? Like that.
Yeah, I see it. But I think it more or less is like, I wouldn't be shocked if it comes out that daughter and mom hate each other in real life. Like they have no relationship.
Oh.
Like there's a bad dynamic there because she wasn't
comes across.
She didn't give me mama bear. She did not give me that mama bear. Like, yeah, when they were like, you're going to tell me why I got arrested. She came off more as if like she was an attorney or something, not like mama bear. Like mama bear would have been like, you're not taking my baby. Like, that's what I would have been like. Maybe I said, come in my house and try.
Maybe she knows that there's nothing.
I guess.
That she
I don't
can
know.
do.
I'm going to have other people watch it and get their opinions on it too. But I just think she's being coddled.
If you guys watch the videos, leave a comment or something or let us know what you think about it because I've not seen anything like this.
I'm trying to think, like if this doesn't make any sense, but say I give birth and my husband throws our baby in the trash can because he's a male. When he got arrested, detained or whatever and got booked, they would be treating him like shit during the whole process. They would think of him as trash. They would have called him names probably because I'm not like, I've never been arrested, so I don't know, but I've been in a jail setting before, like, because I know people that have been arrested.
Yeah.
But I've been in a jail setting before, and those officers are not kind. Not in a mean way, like in the sense of like they hurt people or anything like that. But like they don't have to be like a teacher and be like sweet and innocent.
Have good customer service.
Yeah, they do. That's what it is. Exactly. They do not have good customer service.
Right.
And they shouldn't. Because if you're dealing with somebody that RAPE'd a child, I'm sorry, but I'm not going to coddle you.
Right.
You're going to be like, get away from me, you trash. Like, I'm sorry, but whatever. I'm not saying the officers do that either, but that's what I would do.
They're not going to be like, oh, well, here's this. And here's, this form. And
like fill out this form.
No.
Give me your left hand. Let me
take your print
that. Yeah. Like, it's not like that. It's going to be like, give me your hand.
Yeah.
Or like, sit down.
Sign here.
Yeah. Like, there's no please. There's no nothing. I'm not saying they're like verbally abusive or anything like that. I'm saying literally they're going to be like, sit down.
They're doing what they have to do.
They're going to be authoritative. Like they're going to have authority. And we don't see that with this case.
Exactly.
At all. There was not one officer that was like, because even when she came up out of the house, they were like in that when she got arrested, they said, what's your social? And mom made a joke. She doesn't even know it. Her last four of her social, because they were confirming it's her. And the mom was like, she doesn't even know it. Ha ha ha, whatever. And then they're like, okay, do you know your birthday? And I'm like, dude, do not coddle this girl. She literally killed a baby.
Kid. She's not a child.
Yeah. It's insane to me.
I don't get it.
I just felt like they have kid gloves on.
I want to see
somebody
cracked down. Like,
yeah. Like, I haven't seen the videos of the detectives with her.
No, but everything that we've seen so far with like the police or
and I get maybe in interviews they're going to coddle her to get her to talk more because you don't want to scare her to death. But it's kind of like after that, it's drill sergeant central. Like once you get booked,
that's it.
You're no better than anybody else in that jail. That's all I'm saying is that she needs to be treated as if anybody else in that jail. She should not get any special treatment.
Right.
I think the only time somebody should be not special treatment, but should be like isolated is if they're a danger to others or if they're a danger to themselves.
Yeah.
That's the only time.
The only way that I could see them isolating her is if there is a legitimate concern that somebody is going to, like if there has been an attempt or something, somebody's going to try to kill her.
Yeah.
And they want to keep her alive for trial.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that I could see.
I don't see that being a thing because
I don't think anybody's going to try to kill her.
The only person I think that would care to keep her alive for trial is her attorney and her family. Those are the only people. I don't think the police are, I'm not saying police want her to die, but I'm saying I don't think that's like their biggest concern right now. Is it? Of course, like if there is like an instance where they think she might harm herself, they're going to take action.
Right.
They always do.
Right.
And that's great. But I don't think they're going to go out of their way to make sure that she's well taken care of.
Other people aren't like picking on her or something.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. They're not going to like, no, that's part of being in jail, homie.
Yeah.
Like, I've never been, but I know I've seen enough like stuff on freaking documentaries and stuff of what it's like in jail.
Should have thought about that before she made that life altering
decision. Yeah. All because she was afraid. I get being afraid, and I try to put myself in her situation. I would never, ever. But I try to be like devil's advocate. Like she was terrified. Like maybe her mom beats her, but like, I'm sorry, but she did not come off as like a.
If she's in a hospital, then she should know that she has.
Yeah. Her stepdad, that's the thing that was crazy to me. Her stepdad looked more upset than her mother.
Yeah, he did in the video. He looked like.
He was like, and they've only been married for 2 years.
He looked like his world had just been
rocked. Yeah.
Yeah. He looked like terrified.
Yeah. He was just like, holy crap. I'm interested to see how this case goes. If they're going to continue to like hold her with kids' gloves. Isn't that the saying? Like kid gloves?
Guess. That makes sense to me. Baby her kind of. Like,
yeah. Coddle her. And
yeah.
I'm very interested to see how this goes.
I know. I can't wait to see what the next development is going to be.
I hate it though. I mean, I'm intrigued to see what the family names the baby, because if it comes out to be Alex and that shrine was for the baby,
that is shocking to me. I didn't know about that before we just talked about it.
It could have been somebody in their family who passed away. It really could easily. But I don't know.
I don't think that they'll ever come out and say, "Oh, she named
There's
the baby
some
Alex."
Significance. Is that the right word?
Significance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To the candle. I'm going to have to research it, but the candle had a saint on it, and I think it's, and it was lit. So it tells me that it was some type of,
each saint is for like a different.
Yeah. I wonder if they can
prayer.
do a zoom in on the saint, who it was, but yeah. So it's just, I'm interested to hear what everybody else has to say about it. I'm sure everybody's on the same page. I looked it up on Twitter, and literally everybody was like, F this lady or F this child. She's not a child, but I get you're still mentally a child, but like to be more worried about prom and, your cheer competition blows my mind.
I can't understand it.
I
can't understand that.
And there are people out there that go their whole 9 months and not know they're pregnant. I've seen it.
There are women who their bodies are so small that
some people carry in their back. Like, it's not their back, but I'll show you. Hold on. There was a TV show on like TLC or something. Yes. I didn't know I was pregnant. And I was always like, what? Like, how did you not know? I always wondered about that. What's that girl's name?
No, I want to look it up.
It's not that there's a medical term for being pregnant in your back. dude, bro, it's your phone 100%. Because anytime it's pick up you. Oh, okay.
It's when I get my phone too close to the transmitter.
Oh, here she is. Okay. What? Oh, I see. She's got a new.
I looked it up online and all I'm finding is stuff about, is it good to carry your baby in a sling on your back? Like those wraps.
I'm trying to find a picture. Hold on.
I'm holding.
There's someone, I don't know this person at all, but I do know. Okay. So this person, 8 months pregnant.
What?
Yeah. It's like your sac or something.
That doesn't make any sense to me.
Like you can Google it. I don't know.
How is the baby almost full term and it's
it's
look
just
like
the
that?
way it lays in your body. I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
Wouldn't the baby be like breech or something?
Yeah. I have no idea.
That's wild.
Yeah.
I'll never look like that.
I don't know if the term is in your back. It's not literally in your back, but the sac just lays further back, I think.
You carry it.
Yeah.
That's wild.
It's like something with your uterus or something. I don't know. But anyway, it's possible. So I know that. But she looked pregnant.
In the photos, which
could be dog.
Could be dog. False, but that looked like her.
Yeah.
It didn't look like they'd been altered. Which Photoshop is, good Photoshop is very good, but the pictures were kind of grainy.
Pixelated,
so,
yeah.
Yeah, don't know how that would have worked.
It could have been somebody else, though, because she looks like anybody. Like, looks pretty common.
You have a very plain look about you.
Yeah. Where's she from?
New Mexico.
Okay.
Which is where, in 2020, the other girl...
Is it really?
...threw her baby in a dumpster.
Water?
Wait. Let me fact check that real quick, actually, because I don't want to. I'm fairly sure it was New Mexico.
That one I had no idea about until this one came out about the girl that threw the baby in the dumpster. Which she could have. That one pisses me off too because she could have dropped them off at a safe haven, and she wouldn't have gotten in trouble for it.
Yeah. Let's see. Artesia Police Department. Artesia.
Oh yeah, that's because she was at Artesia Hospital,
New Mexico,
when she threw the baby in the trash can.
Yeah.
What are the same city?
Wait. No, that's where Lexi is from.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
Okay. I was like, dang, the same city.
Let me look up the other one. Okay. The other girl, her name is Alexis.
Oh my God.
Alexis Avila. She was 18. New Mexico woman.
Oh my gosh. What is in the water? That blows my mind. I've always heard stories about girls doing it at like prom.
What?
Yeah, having the baby at prom. There was I want to say an SVU episode. I could be wrong on what show it was. But there was an SVU. I don't know. But I do know. Let me see if I can Google baby thrown in trash at prom.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't
that horrible?
In trash at prom. Yep, here we go. Yep, New Jersey charges 18-year-old with killing baby born at prom.
I can't understand it.
Woman threw away a baby at prom, given 15-year term. That's all she got? 1998. That's all she got was 10 years. Or not 10 years, 15 years.
She's been out living her life.
Dude. Oh my God.
That's
I hate
wild.
this system.
Well, that was the biggest case.
And it's very popping right now.
Please, if you haven't heard about it, please go look at,
the videos.
Unless it's just, because I can understand it's a gruesome thing to think about and also heartbreaking. Yeah. So, but anyway, tell us what you think about it and about the case thus far. Not that there's been too much of a case, but
yeah, I don't think there's
just
the
interactions with the police.
I'm intrigued to see her interviews get leaked, or not leaked, but released.
Yes,
because I want to see because she had been interviewed without her mom. She's not a minor.
If they come out, we'll see if they come out.
They will. I know they will. There's no way. I don't know. I'm mad at everybody in this case. The mom, the police, everybody. Everybody.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Except the male charge nurse. You go, dude. Shout out to you.
Yeah.
You were great. All you did was ask. You can tell he did not want to be there. Not that he didn't want to be there, but you can tell he did not want to be in that room with her.
He was disgusted.
Because he literally was like, do you have any questions for me? I'm your charge nurse. And that was all he said.
That poor janitor.
I just felt like they babied. Yeah, could you imagine being the janitor, the custodian? Just...
First of all, you're like, what happened in here? That first of all,
which is probably normal in a hospital, to be honest.
Yeah, but still, it's like, and then to find that, how shocking.
A full-term baby. It'd be one thing if it was like...
That would be a horrific thing to... Yeah. I mean, that would be horrific. That's like traumatic.
Yeah, I would... How do you sleep at night?
I don't know. That's... No thoughts that she just had to have had. Besides the fear of her mother finding out, I can't understand. I cannot fathom what would have compelled her to do that.
What kills me is what I didn't really think about until just now. The nurses were outside the bathroom door, right? Like the whole time, pretty much. I don't
understand. Why didn't they just get a key and open the door?
Yeah, because they were worried she was harming herself.
Right. So you're in a hospital. Why would you
open the door? Open the door. No, that's not how it works.
She was in there for a while, dude. It doesn't take 5 minutes to clean up all that blood and deliver a baby.
Yeah. And you could tell the baby was coming out when she was running in the bathroom because she had her hand under her butt.
She was holding the back like she was about to poop herself. But obviously that's not what happened.
No, it's horrible. But how did they not hear the baby like cry? Maybe she did it before the baby cried. I mean, it's still okay. It's still a possibility the baby came out stillborn.
It is.
It's 100%. Like, I'm not saying that it's not. I don't know. But the autopsy came out and said that it wasn't. So, I mean,
she had to have acted quick or something.
Because I don't think she would have been charged with first degree murder if she
if the autopsy came back that
yeah.
Oh.
But how did they not? I just feel like the medical staff failed her too. Or not failed her, failed the baby.
Yeah.
Because they knew she was pregnant. She was in severe back pain. She clearly looks pregnant.
Right. And she was in the bathroom for a significant amount of time. And they were, I mean, I don't get it.
I get they thought she had a miscarriage. Okay, so when I had my ectopic pregnancy, I know we're almost done. But so like I got in the ambulance. They wouldn't tell me anything.
Right.
I just knew that my blood pressure, I didn't know this at all. But like afterward, now I know. But like we were in the ambulance, got to the hospital. James was riding behind the ambulance in his police car. So we got to the hospital and I remember them wheeling me in. I immediately went back.
Right.
Which is like not, that's very rare, I think, sometimes that you automatically get to go back. But I went back, they put me in there, they checked my blood pressure, and it was so low that I remember looking at my husband and him making eye contact with the nurse. And they both knew that something was wrong.
Oh my gosh.
So they immediately said, rip her pants off. Because it was so low. I lost so much blood.
Were you so out of it at that point that it was...
I have a picture of me.
Oh my gosh.
Like that. And my mom took it and it's insane. But they, the point of this is, like they knew, niece just texted me. They knew something was wrong. And because my blood pressure, I was bleeding out. So they thought I was having a miscarriage because, so before my ectopic pregnancy, I went to the doctor and my levels had dropped. So when you're pregnant, your levels go up. I don't know what the levels are called off the top of HCG or HGC or something like that. Clue. Anyway, your levels spike when you're pregnant and they just climb higher, higher and higher, higher. Well, they were high and then they went low, like super low. So then my doctor told me I miscarried. So I was like, okay, no big deal. Eventually I was going to have to tell the story on the podcast, but
well, big deal, but
yeah. Well, it was a big deal. Like that is a big deal, right. But like in the grand scheme of things, it was not a big deal. Yeah. Like now that I look back, I was upset about losing a baby, obviously, right. But like then I collapse, go to the hospital. They rip off my pants, and I remember there was 2 nurses and my husband in the room. And I remember all 3 of them just look, because my husband's a first responder. Right. So he knows when something's wrong.
Right.
And the only thing I know is that I had just recently miscarried. I've never heard of an ectopic pregnancy in my life.
Yeah.
So they immediately all connect eyes, and they're like, something's wrong. So then they go out, and then they bring in, a doctor comes in. He's like, we're going for an ultrasound. So they immediately take me to an ultrasound. We do an ultrasound. They immediately take me. This is all within like 10 minutes. They take me back into the room, and the doctor comes out and says, you're going to surgery right now. Your tube erupted. And I was like, what? Like, I'm an idiot at this point. Like, I had no idea. Like, I don't know my body. I don't know tubes or anything like that.
It's a lot. Yeah.
Well, they come to find out the baby got stuck in the tube and grew
Oh my gosh.
until it just bursted. And the doctor, my mom tells me this, not all the time, but she told me, she was like, because we were waiting and I was freezing to death. Like, I was freezing. They kept covering me in blankets because I was losing so much blood that they were like, it was crazy. I remember, this is what my mom told me too. She says she overheard the nurses. They didn't realize she was standing there, and they were like, she's about to die. Like, they said she's got maybe like 15 minutes.
What?
Like, I don't know if they said the time exactly, but they were like, she's dying. And I remember laying there looking at James and being like, just let me die. Like, I literally looked at him and I was like, just please, God, let me die. Like, that's how much pain I was in. I've never felt pain in my life like that.
Yeah.
And it was almost like that moment where you see the light. Like, I'm not being dramatic. Like, I felt myself dying.
It was just to that point.
And so they instantly, because we had to wait for my gynecologist to come over, which I'd only ever seen her once. Mm-hmm. And that was when I had my miscarriage, because I'd just gotten a new gynecologist, or OBGYN, whatever. And she comes in and she was like, nice to meet you. Because I hadn't met her yet, but I was there and I did blood tests with her and stuff like that. We just never met face to face. And she was like, nice to meet you. You're going through something right now. So I'm going to put you under. And so the anesthesiologist or whatever put me under. They're like, count back from 5. And then I woke up immediately and I was like, what the fuck just happened? Yeah. I had to get 2 blood transfusions because I lost blood. I don't remember the math. I still have my chart somewhere, but the point of that was, what was the point of that story? Was like, they know like when something's wrong. And so for them to just like let her go into the bathroom, they saw her bleeding like that. They know
for that long.
Like, they had to have been monitoring her blood pressure.
That was just poor execution of.
I will shout out the hospital that I had the ectopic pregnancy, because they got me in and out. Like, it was like they knew it. Like, they knew
they had to act fast.
Yeah. And so it was very, 1, traumatic, but 2, they really like, I'm trying to find the photo. Yeah, there I am.
That's terrifying, Ashley.
I look like I'm dead.
I don't want to look at that anymore. It's making me like emotional.
But I look at it now like it's not funny. You have to laugh at it because it was so traumatic.
That's scary.
And I was making jokes too. Like, they said, we got to cut your clothes off. And I was like, I had 1 bra. And I told them, I was like, do not cut my bra off because I need it.
Oh my gosh.
And I was just like, it was horrible. I couldn't pick up Giacomo for like, I think it was like 6 weeks or something like that because the scars.
Right.
But it was insane. But the hospital was fast. I wrote a very bad review for my gynecologist or my OGBYN because I was pissed that she didn't catch it, because I went to the doctor to get on medicine because I was going through it back in the day.
Yeah.
So I was getting on medicine. They're like, okay, we have to give you a pregnancy test before we can prescribe you anything. And I was like, okay, no big deal. So I go take my pregnancy test and she comes. I hear her running. My doctor, I love my doctor. She came running down the hallway and she was like, you're pregnant. And I was like, excuse me? Like, what?
Sorry?
I was like, there's no way, I'm on my period. TMI people, but I was on my period.
Yeah.
And she was like, oh, okay. So you have to go get seen. So go down to the hospital, go to, not Children's, our main hospital down in, you know where.
Yes.
But, and so I have an ultrasound and they can't tell me anything at first because the tech doesn't know anything. But, then they come and say to me, they couldn't find anything in the ultrasound. So I guess I could be mad at the hospital for that because they couldn't find anything in the ultrasound. So they thought I had miscarried. So I went to the doctor. They checked my levels. They were pretty high. And then I went to the doctor 3 times and they checked my levels and they dropped, which is rare in an ectopic pregnancy. What happens normally is if you're ectopic pregnancy, your levels stay high, but they can't see a sac in your belly.
Yeah.
So what happened is that they just, I don't know if I'm just being mad at somebody to be mad at somebody, but I wrote a really bad review for
your OB.
Yeah, because I was very upset that it was not caught. And I get my levels were leveling out, but it should have been caught in the ultrasound when they viewed it. It should have been caught with my levels, like really, like they were still at levels. And to be told for 2 weeks straight that you're just miscarrying. And it was insane. And I told them, which is like, it was just, I don't know. I wrote a really bad review enough where the main person over the doctor's office called me and she went through my chart with me and she was like, oh my gosh, like you nearly died. You lost how many quarts or whatever.
Had a conversation with you about it.
Yeah. And she was like,
what a horrible experience.
It was insane. But it's just, I'm mad at the hospital for this point because they did a pregnancy test. They knew she was pregnant. She was bleeding so bad.
Yeah.
She had blood running down her legs and you just let her go to the bathroom.
There's all of these signs of like, okay, well, obviously they did the pregnancy test and she's pregnant.
Yeah. And they don't say anything too. That blows my mind. I get the mom was in the room and they I guess that's why they didn't say anything or they wanted to catch her in a lie. I have no idea.
I can't understand why if they're hearing, A, she's in there for so long, B, they hear, I read that they heard the paper towel dispenser going off over and over and over again. Somebody opened the damn door.
Yeah.
Like, get the master key and open the door.
Yeah. I agree.
They had to have known something bad was going to happen in there. Because, I mean,
I think it was poor on their part. Like, for letting her just go to the bathroom for that long, knowing that she's bleeding really bad.
Right.
And she's pregnant and all these things. Like, I just think that.
And they had to have seen on her face that if she was that scared after, she had to have been that paranoid and scared before.
How did they not think she was in active labor? That's what I was confused on. She's in there for severe back pain. I've never heard of a miscarriage having severe back pain. Oh, I mean, I guess you cramp, but like labor pains are completely different than cramps.
Yeah.
I guess I haven't had a miscarriage, but I've been in a lot of pain.
Right.
And I know what labor feels like too. So in some ways, I guess I miscarried, but it's just a different type. So I don't want to like discredit anybody that does have like really bad pain with a miscarriage. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying like they should have known.
I want to see, I can't wait to see the facts that come out about it. Like how long she was in the bathroom. If that stuff comes out, I don't know.
I want to know if the hospital ran her levels, if they just did not a pee test, because I don't think they did a pee test. I think they took her blood, I would assume, and then ran it that way. Then they should have got her levels and they would have seen how high her levels are. If your levels are high like that, you're not miscarrying. From my understanding, that's what it was explained to me multiple times. That's why they're saying that's why they didn't catch my ectopic pregnancies, because my levels were so
high or
so low for an ectopic pregnancy. It's very rare. So it's just I think the hospital failed in some ways.
In that regard.
Yeah, for sure.
I agree.
And the officers coddled her and I don't like that. And I think her mom's just a pain in the butt. But anyway.
I know I can't saying I can't wait to see sounds like I'm excited about it, but I'm interested to see
how this goes.
Yeah. What else is going to come out?
Yeah, I am too.
How it's going to play out.
Poor baby.
That was a depressing one.
Yeah. I feel bad. I mean, the baby, I can't imagine what the baby went through, but I'm sure, I hope it didn't suffer.
I hope so too.
I hope this is so sad and kind of morbid, but I hope it came out as stillborn. I know it technically, they're saying it didn't, but I'm hoping and praying that it did, because at least it didn't suffer.
Right.
So like, I don't know. I don't know.
Oh gosh, that's so depressing.
It really is. Sorry, guys.
I'm like really bummed out now.
Yeah.
I am. It's just like, it's so upsetting.
Yeah.
The whole thing. And then I can't understand people. I can't understand it. So we will probably do it whenever other information comes out.
Yeah,
and I know we say this about every other thing, but it's true. If anything else happens in the development, we will be talking about it.
Yeah. This is just like the number one thing on the internet right now.
Right.
And it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
And sad.
It is. Let us know what you think about it, though. If y'all have already seen it, if you have thoughts, or if you have thoughts just based on what we've talked about, let us know, because we're interested in what other people think, too.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway.
You know anything else you want to add?
Nope. I'm sorry to get all depressing on that story, but I feel like I had someone in my life once that, I know I keep talking, but.
Keep talking.
I had someone in my life once that anytime I was at a job, I'll say the daycare. And anytime this happened while I was working at the daycare, I was on my lunch break when I collapsed. And I'm such a good employee that I had Walmart call my work and let them know I wasn't coming back for the day.
Oh my gosh. Ashley.
I literally, after they called my mom, they wouldn't talk to 911 for me. They would not call 911. They made me call 911 because I collapsed and I was in the baby department at 9:00 in the morning because my lunch was at 9. Yeah, 9 to 10.
Oh my.
Yeah. And I was in the baby department and I literally, there's no one it was like a Monday.
Right.
It was like a Tuesday.
An
I
empty
don't know.
store.
It was completely empty. The back of Walmart, the furthest back, you know where the baby department is, as far as back as you can go. And I was in the aisle looking at baby diapers or something. And I was on the phone with my husband. He happened to be on days because he's normally on nights.
Right.
And I was on the phone with him and I was like, James, something's not right. And he was like, what do you mean? And I was like, I feel like I'm going to poop. Like I thought I was going to poop myself. Like that's what it felt like at first. And he was like, are you okay? And I was like, so I started to walk towards the bathroom, which I went down an aisle, which was my mistake.
Well,
and I went down I went down the aisle and I was like, James, I got to sit down. Like something's not right. I got to sit down. And he was like, okay. And so I was like, James, I was like, something's not right. I have to lay down. And he was like, I'm on my way. So, and he was all the way in like Lone Oak. So,
oh my gosh.
And so he gets off the phone with me and he immediately gets, so he can call one of his buddies to come meet me at the Walmart because he knew that they were over there by me, another officer. And he was like, James said, so anyway, I'm like laying in the floor in so much pain. I'm like in and out of consciousness, like, or whatever the word is. And I finally like get enough energy to like army crawl. I literally army crawled to the end of the aisle and my voice went, like my throat went dry, like all my saliva disappeared. I've never had anything like it before. Like no saliva at all. I don't know if it's because the bleeding. I don't know how that works, but I had no saliva. And I was literally at the end of the aisle screaming, help, help.
That is terrifying,
and,
Ashley.
Yeah. And thankfully there was these two ladies stocking the baby food. And I'll never forget them. I don't remember what they look like, to be honest with you, but shout out to you if you come across this one day.
Yeah.
But they came running over and they were like, are you okay? And I was like, I'm in pain. So they went and got me water and put a stuffed baby toy behind my head to keep my head level because I was in and out of it.
Right.
And so the water helped me talk. So that's where I could start talking again. And then I was like, they're like, do you need 911? And I was like, yeah. And they were like, we can't call it for you. You have to call it. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me?
They could have at least dialed it on your phone. Like,
dude. And so I was like, I don't remember if I had to have been on their phone because they took, I don't remember. No, I gave out my mom's phone number and I knew my work's phone number by heart. They called off their phones, my work and my mother. They called my mother first and then called my work, but they would not take the phone for 911 because I kept trying to hand it over. And there was like probably 10 people around me at this point. And it's like their GMs and stuff like that. And I was like,
maybe they can't, or well, I don't know.
I thought so, but I was like, please take this from me. Please take this from me. And they were like, hands up. Like they were like, no. Like, I don't know if they were just shell shocked. Like they just don't know what to do in a situation like that. They could have just been like, I get it. Like, I don't know. All I know is
that would make sense, because if you see something, you can call 911 and be like, hey, there's a dude across the street.
Yeah.
Like, well, I don't know, but I don't know how Walmart is. I don't know.
Well, I have a friend that works at Walmart, and she was like, no. She looked it up in the policy, because we were talking about it the other day, actually.
Oh, wow.
And she looked it up in the policy, and they said, yes, you call 911.
Oh, wow. Maybe they were just, I don't know, shocked, I guess.
But then the fire department showed up, and then that officer my husband called showed up, and I'll never forget him laying there in so much pain. And he comes, and he's really country, like very Southern.
Yeah.
And he comes up and he looks down at me, and I'm like looking up at him, and he's like, how you doing? And I was like,
bad.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And then and then they had to wheel me to the ambulance in front of the entire store.
So well.
I'm getting in the ambulance, and my husband pulls up. That's how long it took. It took like maybe 10 minutes for the ambulance to get to me, to get me on the stretcher and then put into an IV put in and put into the ambulance.
Wow.
And my husband was like there within like 10 minutes. Like, it was unreal. And he was in Lone Oak. Like, I don't know how he did it.
Dude.
He might have, I want to say he was by Remington Exit. I don't know if that's Lone Oak, but yeah, Remington Exit.
I think it is.
But
that's insane that he got there that fast.
Yeah. And he was like, so when we were driving off, I was in so much pain, but they wouldn't let me drink anything at this point anymore. And for some reason I had my saliva back, I think. Because I remember looking at her and I was like, can you not give me something for the pain? And she's like, no. And I finally looked at her and I was like, you got Tylenol in your purse?
Oh my gosh.
And she was like, ma'am.
Oh.
She got mean. She was like, ma'am, I can't give you anything. And I was like, bro, I was kidding.
Lighten up.
Obviously, I was kidding. And it was, to me, that was funny. But they wouldn't give me anything. Like, from the time I got to the hospital to the time I went to surgery, they weren't allowed to give me any type of medication, because like morphine and stuff like that drops your blood pressure even lower. And I think I was at like I don't know how blood pressure works, but is it the top number or the bottom number that's important?
I have no clue, to be honest. That's really bad, but I don't.
Blood pressure. I want to say it was like 66 or something. 66 over 44. Let's see. Is this good or bad? Yeah. Severe hypotension, very low blood pressure. So I was going into shock pretty much. It was literally insane. But I want to say it was like 66 or something. I remember that number.
Mm-mm. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
Oh, I never want to see that picture of you ever again. I don't. That was horrible to see.
Yeah. I can't believe my mom took it. I don't know why. I don't know if her thought process was like, she's dying. So like, they're very, like, we're very morbid like that, I think. Like at funerals and stuff.
I don't know if it's morbid. I think it's just,
I don't know either. All I know is that when I did go into surgery, my husband and my mother went to eat. Not at a restaurant. They went to the little cafeteria and got some food. Well, and I'm like, thanks, guys.
I'm hungry.
Way to sit in the waiting room and like pace for me.
They should have said that at least. Gosh.
But no, I never let him live that down. I was like, you went and ate while I was dying? Oh. Anyway.
You'll always have the one up on that one.
Yeah. And I always say he tried to kill me.
Bruh.
Because I almost died and it's his fault. Because I was pregnant.
Thanks a lot.
You gotta make it lighthearted.
Yeah.
Such a shitty situation. But I always joke with him. I was like, you tried to kill me.
Oh my gosh.
Because, like I said earlier, because it was so traumatic, it literally put the miscarriage like in the back of my mind.
Sure. Yeah.
Like, it was more or less, I'm just trying to survive.
Yeah. It's like survival mode.
And it was so traumatizing that like obviously I'm sad. I cried a lot when they told me I was miscarrying. Like that hurt me because it was after Giacomo.
Yeah.
So like
it's hard.
Yeah. It was very, I don't know. Like, that's why I can't imagine throwing my baby in a trash can. Just how upset I was over a miscarriage. And I was only technically an ectopic pregnancy can happen between 4 weeks and like 8 weeks to 11 weeks, whatever. So I don't know how far along I was, but obviously not enough that they couldn't see it on the ultrasounds.
Right.
So I wasn't that far along. So, I mean, I wasn't like emotionally attached
Still
yet, but it was still
upsetting.
really sad.
Right.
But because ectopic pregnancy was so traumatizing, I literally, like, I don't want to say I don't care about my miscarriage, but it wasn't
You're
like,
alive.
yeah, like I was just trying to survive.
Right.
And so it kind of took away from it. Like, it took away from that pain. Because it was like, it's either, I don't know how to describe it. It's weird. Because it makes me sad. Don't get me wrong. Like,
Yeah.
9 months later, I was upset because I would have been having a baby. But at the end of the day, I survived.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And I was here for my kid.
I get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't leave my family.
Right.
So, yeah. Anyway, not to get dark. It's a dark episode.
Well,
Trigger warning.
we need ice cream or something.
3 flamingos?
Let's get in the car right now. Well, guys,
Yeah.
sorry. No. Thanks for listening.
Anyway.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Sorry, Ashley rambled as in me.
You're a great storyteller. I don't talk as much. That's because I just like listening to you because you're you just explain things so well that it's like entertaining. Not that that was like
Yeah, I know
amusing,
I know
but
what you
like
mean.
it's just I get drawn in.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, maybe I should.
Because I'm
say,
dramatic.
mhm,
So
or-
dramatic.
No. I can't imagine going through that.
Yeah. And every pain since then, oh my God, I need to stop talking. But every pain since then I have in that region of my body,
Yeah.
I'm like, it's happening again.
Oh gosh, that's.
And I only have one
traumatizing.
tube now. So my risk, I'm at 1 in, I think it's like 1 in 9 for the average woman. But once you have one, it's 1 in 4 chance that it happens
Right.
again. So like,
That's
it's
so scary.
yeah, it's very terrifying.
That scares me.
Yeah. I didn't know it was a thing. When they told me what happened, like after I woke up and I was groggy, of course, I was like, oh, what?
I'd never heard
Excuse
about
me?
it until you told me that it happened. To
They
you.
didn't even tell me before we went in what happened. All they said is that you're bleeding internally.
Right.
Because that's why they ripped my pants off, because they thought I was bleeding out,
Yeah.
but I was bleeding inside.
Oh my gosh.
And so that's when they were like, that's all they told me was like, you're bleeding. We have to get it fixed.
I mean, they probably weren't going to go into all the medical stuff with you
Yeah.
while you were literally.
They might have even done it and I was not present
There.
mentally there.
Right. Right.
I mean, you saw the photos. My eyes were in the back of my head.
I can't ever. That literally, you looked like you were dead.
Yeah. It was insane.
That was frightening.
Such a crazy day. It was wild.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Life altering. Is that the right word?
Yeah, life altering.
Yes. Yeah. Anyway, so sad about these
Okay.
babies.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, gosh, this has put me in such like a bummed out, like scared,
Next week we'll come out with something
lighter.
uplifting.
Good things that have happened on the internet this week.
Oh, I think we have a friend that's gonna get questions for us again. Another Q&A.
You guys, another Q&A episode.
I think that's what we should do next to
Okay.
keep it lighthearted.
Okay, I think so. We'll take a break from the sad stuff and then come back to it.